How do you answer scenario-based questions? Situational questions, or some people call them behavioral questions. This video is going to help you with formula, tips, and examples on how to effectively answer scenario-based questions in your next interview. I will tell you how to identify them. I'll give you a surefire formula to it and 2 practical examples that you can work around. Remember what we do here on this channel. This is your one-stop YouTube channel where you find all of the information you're looking for regarding fellowships, scholarships, jabaships, and experiences that help you discover Africa abroad. If you are new to this channel, welcome. You want to subscribe so you don't miss any information from today on. You want to like it so that I know that you are actually enjoying this content. If you're a returning subscriber, I love you so much. Welcome back. Now, without further ado, let's get to business.
I'm on my own, broken alone. I feel the rain crashing down all around this empty town. We're searching for the lost and found, but you don't care, you're unaware. Keep moving like the scars aren't even there.
Straight on now, guys. How exactly do you identify scenario-based questions? Now, it is very simple to identify because they follow a pattern, but it can be quite complex to respond to. So to identify it, employers and interviewers and fellowship judges would ask you something like, tell us about a time when, or they'll say, was there a time when, or they'll say, give us an example of what you will do if. Things like that are scenario-based questions. How do you answer this kind of question? Simple, guys. Once you have identified that it is a scenario-based question, I do recommend the STAR approach. S-T-A-R. S is for situation, T is for task, A is for action, R is for result. So you want to find an example in your previous experience, whether when you were volunteering or in your previous job or something that happened recently. Let it be as related to the new opportunity you are applying for as possible. Okay, so paint a situation for us, which is the S. T is the task, what needed to be done, and A is the action that you took, while R is the result that you get. It is best that you let the result be positive so that you can show us how your impact has been beneficial to that scenario, and it gives the interviewers a relief and an assurance that you'll be able to repeat the same thing when you jump on that fellowship, on that scholarship, or on that job. Now, let's look at 2 quick examples. This first example asks, tell us about a time when you showed voluntary leadership in your community. For this example, I want to use the scenario of me helping my community sort out potholes in a bad road. And here we go. During the last holiday when I visited home, I noticed that the Alakia-Nairobi road in my local community has several potholes, causing traffic and increasing the risk of accidents. The road management authorities responsible for fixing roads in our country were not aware of this situation because they had no office or branch around our local community. I took pictures of the road, I recorded some video, and also marked GPS coordinates of the particular part of the road that had issues. I sent these materials to the road management authority via email, and I also followed up with calls. Just 2 weeks ago, I was informed that the road management authority had indeed deployed equipment and mobilized resources to fix this road, and repairs are currently ongoing. You see it? I mentioned the situation, which was the bad road. I mentioned the task that needed to be done, which was somebody needed to report the situation to the right authority, I mentioned the action I then took: taking pictures, recording videos, marking GPS coordinates, sending emails, and following up with calls. You can see all of the actions I took, and then I mentioned the result. What's the result? The RMA has now mobilized resources, they have deployed their equipment, and the repair is currently ongoing. That is how to use the STAR approach. Let me give you another example. The question goes, was there a time you managed conflict or disagreement in your team? Give us an example and how did you resolve it? Now again, I'm going to try to use the STAR approach. I want to paint the picture of when my NGO that I run was launching a new line of products. Two people on my team, the head of logistics and the head of finance, had different opinions regarding how the launch should go. So watch my response. As we were about to launch our new educational product for the Let Girls Lead initiative, my head of logistics and her finance director were at loggerheads. The head of logistics had planned out a full-blown physical face-to-face launching event. His argument was that this will help us attract high net worth individuals and traffic to our new line of products, thereby increasing revenue. The finance director, on the other hand, proposed that we had a virtual launching, which would see us host the launch event 100% virtually, while we use the bulk of our budget for digital marketing and online campaigns. This became a very heated situation, and we needed to agree on the best approach to the launch as we headed towards the end of our fiscal year. I looked at the proposals from the two angles and found common grounds. I then called for a meeting between the finance director and the head of logistics. I showed the both of them that essentially they were trying to save us costs and increase revenue. Then I proposed that we reduce the face-to-face ticket to 30% so that the remaining 70% of our guests can join us remotely. By this, we were able to reduce the cost for venue, refreshments, and other logistics. These extra funds were now used to run a formidable digital marketing and online sales campaign. This strategy not only resolved the conflict, but we were also able to host a moderate face-to-face launching event, while the rest of the funding went into digital marketing and online campaigns. The result was tremendous, as we sold over 1,500 copies of that product within 3 days. On a final thought, guys, you want to make sure that the scenarios and examples you draw have very direct relationship with this new opportunity. It has to be very, very relatable, not something that is completely off the radar. Okay, number 2 is you want to keep it simple. Do not make it too long. It's not story time. It's just a quick way to show an example of what you did and what you will do in a similar situation. Okay, and finally, do not tell a third-party story, a story that you heard somewhere, or you heard it somewhere, or this one that I gave you now, you just copy, lift, and paste it. That's not how to do it. You have enough stories in your own experiences. Best bet is to think about them before that interview. Okay, think about it, write it down if you can, and work it with yourself first, so that when you're giving it out in an interview, it's not the first time you are telling that story. Ladies and gentlemen, you know I'll always be here to guide, help, and coach you on your journey towards your next big break, which includes fellowships, scholarships, jackpatships, and experiences that help you discover Africa abroad. If there's something you'd like me to help you with, or if there's one subject or topic you want me to make a video about, please reach out in the comment section below and share that with me. You have a right to be motivated. Cheers.